Hey guys, Dukai here. Hope you guys enjoyed that intro that was made by Sticky Junk. In this tutorial, we're going to be working on our line work and the overall drawing and how I come up with some of my ideas. First thing I do is I go on the internet. I look up some reference images to pick. In this particular tutorial, I'm going to be working on a gas mask half character dude for a character drawing. Some of the brushes I like to use is I will set up my own brush. Actually got the idea from Squishy Bee. And you set up a new brush, you go to calligraphic brush, and you're open it up. I like to set the roundness at 70, and whatever your point size is that you prefer, just pick that. I go with about 3. Make sure it's on pressure, so when you're using your tablet or your brush, it'll help it out a little bit. The brush, it makes it all one solid. Like, there's not going to be any definition between pressure or not. I would recommend a tablet. I personally have the Bamboo Create, which I'm looking to upgrade to the Intuos 5, I think you pronounce it. But other than that, you don't need a tablet. It's just a plus. Most of the time, I'll actually use the pen tool and just do that so my lines are more crisp. Anyways, I'm going to set the variation to 3 also for my point size. How I first start out is I usually will just draw out the shape of the head and everything, and then I start adding everything else on. I'll start right now is I will make sure I don't have the fill on. What you're going to do is you're just going to draw out your face, how you think the face should look, and all that. What I do, and then I'll make a new, once I get everything set, I'll lock it. I'll change the transparency down so I can get the shape I actually want and trace over it if that's what I need. And make sure you guys just take your time. Don't rush through it. That's not necessary at all. Make sure never, it depends. You can overdo them sometimes. Sometimes they'll look good, sometimes they won't. But most of the time, the ones that are kind of simple, but they're complex, are the ones I like the most. They're really fun to watch. They're great to see. Other than that, I don't know, but just work. Alright. Right now, I'm going to be drawing out this face. I'm going to get the shape that I want. I'm going to have, so this picture, I'm going to use this as a reference image. That's going to go on half the head. And how I'm going to do that is I'm just going to look at the picture. I'm going to draw out a circle for the outer rim. And then I'm just going to grab that. How to copy the image, or copy the circle, copy the circle. Hold Option on Mac or Control on Windows. I started out probably about a couple months ago, and I started out by drawing all my illustrations on paper. So that way I could just import them in and trace over them. That's the easiest way to start out, I believe. It gave me a good way to look at it. It gave me to work on it on paper instead of just drawing them straight off the tablet, which does become very difficult at times. But I found that really easy to me is just tracing my drawings off my paper. Just draw them on normal paper, import them in. I personally just took a picture off my phone and imported it in. But whatever you guys feel is necessary, it's probably the best thing to do to start out. I just released the actual character pack if you guys need any parts or whatnot. With this illustration, I'm going to make sure I'm going to try to cover them, all the aspects that you're going to need. I don't know what else to say right now. Hold on. As before, make sure if you're on Mac, hold Option, and then you're going to want to rotate these. Just hold Shift as you rotate so it gets at a perfect degree angle, and just drag it to wherever you would like it. Quick little tip, some people know it, some people don't. Hold spacebar, and you can, if you're holding spacebar, you can just pan around. Makes it a lot easier. I found that out in my class the other day. It really helps out a lot in Photoshop and this program. Really easy to navigate with that. I personally, I know a lot of illustrators, they switch between brushes. They switch like these. They'll select it by dragging over your image. They'll select it, and they go to under here, and they'll change that for a little different effect. I personally don't do that. I mean, I do it on some curves, but most likely I'll be using this solid one. Drag to select more than one thing. If you select one of them, and then you go to the next one to select that one, it'll get rid of that one. So make sure you're holding Shift and select the ones you would like. Hold Command or Option, right click, and some people don't know it, but I found this out a little bit ago. But if you go to Transform, you can reflect it vertical or horizontally, and it's the opposite than you would think it would be, but that's very helpful. As I said, this is my first tutorial, so I kind of suck at this, but trying to just give you some basics. Thought I would try it for once. Anyways, just when you're drawing out these drawings, just look at the reference images, look at all the things you want to add into it. Just add different things, make it unique. Try not to copy someone else's work. I mean, you can use it as reference, but it's not like I wouldn't recommend it. Try to draw all your own stuff. Make it yours. Like, don't allow someone else to influence your drawings. Make your own. Make it how you would want it to be, how you think it should be. With this particular drawing, I'm going to, I'm just going to make sure I'm in the center. This particular drawing, I'm going to make sure that I cover some tools. This isn't lining up good at all. To get rid of these lines, if you tried to erase, if you wanted to erase this out, it does that. It will make that huge, ugly little circle of crap. The way you get rid of those, the best way, is select the Direct Selection tool, select your thing, go to the Pen tool, go to Add Point. You're going to select at the points you want to delete out, deselect, select that point, deselect, select that other point, and it's gone. And you just have what you need. For a little bit, as you start to find, you're going to find where you want to place things, where you're going to want to set up certain things on your drawings. It does get complicated sometimes. You're going to have a lot of times where you're going to have to erase parts, erase your original perception of what you thought was going to look good, and redo it. But all in all, I just have fun with it. Like, it's your drawing. Don't worry about what anyone else says, because it's just going to put you down. I mean, the line work in your drawing is the key thing. You need to make sure that you spend time on your line work. If your line work isn't good, then the drawing probably won't come out the best of its desirable needs. But if you make sure you work on your line work and just make sure you're getting all the lines you need, making sure they're straight, making sure they come all to meet one point, making sure that they just like make the drawing look like the drawing that you imagined in your head. The biggest thing I have to say is, if you're just starting out, try the drawing on the actual paper first, and then going on to Illustrator and trying to draw. I started about 2 months ago, so I'm not, hear me out, I'm not the greatest at it either, but I prefer drawing on paper and then doing it. As you get better, you can move up and up and up. As you can see, I'm just drawing some of the lines that I want to have, line points that I think there should be, just looking at this, seeing how this is kind of shaped, working on the eyes and everything like that. The eyes, to me, tend to be the hardest part. The eyes always promote this problem with me of how they should look, how they're going to turn out, and how they should just be placed on the drawing. The size of them and everything. For this particular drawing, this gas mask has a huge eye. And you just got to make sure like it all correlates. If you zoom out, just look how it looks on the actual drawing, if it fits the desirable need for space, if it's the right size. As you can see, this is huge. So I'm going to hold shift, shrink it down a little bit, make sure it's even. We're going to go right there. Now we're just going to move it out a little bit, make sure it looks more like that. Alright, then you're just going to work on your lines, make sure they all come to the same point. Just work on it, keep practicing. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm sorry this was such a bad tutorial. I've never done one, so I thought I would try. If you have any questions, just PM me or post as a comment. I'll reply right away. And thanks again. I just want to show you the end result. That's what I had for this tutorial, just showing you how I made it, showed you some of the concepts, showed you what I did. I put a little bit of detail in it, just wanted to show you guys something. Alright, for upcoming illustrations, I have 2 already done. I'm just going to give you a quick preview. This is the armored armadillo I drew. It's going to be releasing soon. And then we got Moon Vader. I'm doing it for Psycho Moon. I think it's coming out pretty good right now. I was going to enter it in Vader's contest, but that already ended, so I'm just going to do it for fun, but I think it's coming out alright. This one should be done soon. I'm going to start coloring it briefly, and you guys can expect that. Alright, thank you. Make sure you subscribe. Keep watching my vids.